Ladies and gentlemen, good day and welcome to the Infra Ltd Q4 and FY2024 earnings conference call. As a reminder, all participant lines will be in the listen-only mode and there will be an opportunity for you to ask questions after the presentation concludes. Should you need assistance during the conference call, please signal an operator by pressing star then 0 on a touch-tone phone. Please note that this conference is being recorded. I now hand the conference over to Mr. Vishal Mehta. Thank you and over to you, sir.
Thank you, Muskan. Good evening, everyone. I, on behalf of Stellar Investor Relations, welcome you all to Infra Ltd Q4 and FY24 earnings conference call. We shall be sharing the key operating and financial highlights for the fourth quarter and full year ended March 31, 2024. We have with us today the senior management team of Infra Ltd, Mr. Vikas Kothari, Managing Director and CEO, and Mr. Sunil Kumar Jain, Chief Financial Officer. Before we begin, I would like to state that some of the statements made in today's discussion may be forward-looking in nature and may involve risk and uncertainties. Documents relating to the company's financial performance, including the investor presentation, have already been uploaded on the website of the stock exchange. I now invite Mr. Vikas Kothari to share his initial remarks on the company's performance for the quarter and full year. Thank you and over to you, sir.
Thank you, Vishal, and good evening, everyone, and welcome to our company Q4 FY24 earnings call. Hope you all have been able to go through our investor presentation, which has recently been uploaded for Q4 and FY24. As we have been apprising you on our previous calls, our execution run rate has been improving consistently in FY24. We are happy to announce that our company has achieved highest ever revenue and profits for the company in FY24. In the history of the last 50 years, this is our highest revenue and highest profit. Our revenue crossed 1,000 crores mark for the first time in the company's history and came to 1,114 crores, which is up by 39% year on year, and is a significant achievement considering our FY23 revenues of 799 crores. Our EBITDA came in at 89 crores, which grew by 138% year on year, while our EBITDA margin expanded by 332 basis points to 8% in FY24. Our net profit also grew by 257% year on year to 47 crores, and our PAT margin also expanded by 257 basis points to 4.2%. In FY24, the execution run rate remained robust across the engineering segment and pickup in sales witnessed in real estate segment too, leading to overall revenue growth. Engineering business profitability maintained the EBIT margins at about 12% in FY24. Our outstanding order book remains healthy at about 2,235 crores, which translates to about 2 times of our FY24 revenues and provides a good revenue visibility. The order book is well diversified with a good mix of hydro and water projects and gel mission projects and pump storage projects also. Of course, we were expecting to add a few more orders in this financial year, but somehow because of election, and primarily because of elections only, the onboarding of a couple of orders has got deferred. But I think the pipeline of new orders will come in starting from June onwards. We will see in this calendar year itself adding a few more good orders. As explained earlier in my previous phone calls also and in our investor presentation, India is on the tip of hydroelectric boom, set to boost its hydro capacity from 42,000 megawatts to 67,000 megawatts by 2031 and 2032, marking a growth of over 50% in the hydro power generation capacity. This expansion aligns with forecasts of increased rainfall and snowmelt, promising ample water from Himalayan hydro projects. The pump storage projects, or also called as water batteries, battery storage projects, are also gaining traction. The vital grid stabilizing load balancing projects are projected to soar from 4.7 gigawatts or 4,700 megawatts to about 55,000 megawatts. with the 2.7 gigawatts under construction and 50,000 gigawatts in the pipeline. A promising monsoon in FY24-25 could boost hydro generation and refill reservoirs, highlighting hydroelectric power crucial role in India's energy transition. The growth prospects are further enhanced by emergence of pumped storage projects. They were also river interlinking projects, Jal Jeevan Mission projects, providing exciting avenues for expansion in our focus on hydroelectric power generation and water infrastructure verticals. Lastly, let me now give you some updates on key litigations that our company is involved in and the progress that we have achieved in those litigations. In the development in the Bhilwara-Jaipur Toll Road project was that arbitration award was already with us. The PWD has deposited 10% of the arbitration amount before challenging the award. The appeal made by PWD Government of Rajasthan has been dismissed by the commercial court, and hence the arbitration award has been reinstated. PWD Government of Rajasthan has appealed against the decision of the commercial court in the High Court of Rajasthan, and more specifically in the double bench because of current rules of Arbitration Act. And this will take its own course of time, but the matter is pending in the High Court as we speak today. With respect to Bandra project in Mumbai, because of various reasons, the consortium had appealed to arbitration forum against MHADA, and the matter was finally heard with an award partially in our favor. We have preferred an appeal for the remaining matters and await the outcome. Before I request our CFO, Mr. S.K. Jain, to delve into the details of our quarterly performance, I would like to reiterate that in the recent years, our company has continued to grow and expand our operations with a large order book and strong track record in hydro and water infrastructure. We are well positioned to take advantages of opportunities in this field. We expect to achieve significant growth in the coming quarters. I now request Mr. S.K. Jain to take us through the financial performance. Over to you, Mr. Jain.
Thank you, Vikasji. Well, the overall performance has been discussed. Let me take you through some key highlights of the financial year 23-24. As Vikasji has mentioned in the opening remarks about the highest ever revenue, I would like to reiterate that this revenue growth has been complemented by increasing profitability. Over the last 4 fiscal, that is financial year 22-24, while our revenue has grown at a CAGR of 68%, our PAT expanded by a CAGR of 75%. Execution momentum continued in engineering, including both hydro and JJM segments, with revenue growth of 53% year-on-year to 1,017 crore in financial year 24. In 24, we have received claim amount and old dues to the 64 crore, including interest, which has utilized to reduce our debt and optimize our cash flows. Our debt has been reduced by 50 crore to 74 crore in 24. Non-current liability has reduced from 97 crore in March 21 to 70 crore in March 24, and will continue to carefully use our free cash flow to strengthen our balance sheet. Trade payables has been reduced by 80 crore to 100 crore rupees. We have recommended for 50% dividend as earlier, and this will be subjected to approval in AGM, which is scheduled, I think, in August or September. Thank you very much. With this, I request the moderator to now open the floor for question and answer. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We will now begin the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask questions may press star and 1 on the touchtone telephone. If you wish to remove yourself from question queue, you may press star and 2. Participants are requested to use handsets while asking the question. Ladies and gentlemen, we will wait for the moment while the question queue assembles. Participants may press star and 1 on the touchtone telephone. The first question is from the line of Aditya Singh from Robo Capital. Please go ahead.
Hi, thank you for the opportunity. So, can you please throw in some more color on the Bandra project as to when are we expecting it to launch in like FY25 itself, FY26, about the phase 1 launch, and also the GDV, our share of GDV in such launch.
I couldn't really understand your question. Your voice is not very clear.
I will repeat. I'm audible, right?
Yeah, slightly disturbance is there, but yeah, please.
Okay. So I'm asking, can you please throw some light on the Bandra project with respect to its estimated launch date? Will it be in FY25 or FY26, the phase 1 launch? And also the GDV of such launch.
Also which launch?
The gross development value. They have 17% share, right? So what will be the quantum of our share?
Let me explain to you. There is no plan of launching the project as of now, because unless we receive absolute clearance, there is no point in launching the project, and we can't launch also. Our plan of launching the project may also depend on a lot of factors, but all that planning can only happen once the plot is cleared of slum rehabilitation. So we are right now only focused on clearing slum from there. Once the plot is clear, then we may actually even bring in a third party to launch the sale portion of the flat, or we may consider other options that are available with us. So as of now, there is no time frame in terms of when the project will be launched.
All right.
And whether it will be launched, and also there is no fixed decision or mandate to launch the project in what form and manner, whether it be commercial, residential, or whether we bring in a third party to do the development once the plot is clear. Right now, our focus is only to get the plot clear, which is what DB is responsible for doing.
All right, understood. And about the EPC project, I believe Q1 must be muted in terms of order inflows. So how will FY25 order inflow look like? Will we be able to cross 2,000 CR of inflow? And again, same question for FY26.
So in this financial year, we are hoping to add at least anywhere between 500 to 1,000 crores of orders, new orders. We're talking on a very conservative basis. We are already having 2x of our revenues as order book. We intend to add another 500 to 1,000 crores in this financial year alone. We were supposed to get some additional orders, but all that has gotten delayed because of the election. So now all the bidding activity as well as awarding activity will happen only post-elections. Post-election results are completed.
And for FY26?
FY26, again, the inflow of the orders will be, depending on our financial capabilities, depending on our bid capacity, and the banking support we'll receive from the banks in terms of bank guarantee limits. But my expectation is that our order book should cross 4,000 crores in the next 2 to 3 years.
All right, so got it.
Yeah, it should cross 4,000.
All right, thanks for your answer.
Thank you. A reminder to all participants, you may press star and 1 to ask question. The next question is from the line of Dinesh Sipani, an individual investor. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hi sir, thanks for the opportunity. One thing I'd like to ask, that do we make mechanical parts only for hydro sector or for other projects also, let's say for wastewater treatment?
We make hydromechanical equipment for all kinds of water-related projects, whether it is hydroelectric power project, whether it is pump storage project, or whether it is wastewater treatment projects. The quantity of hydromechanical equipment required in wastewater treatment projects is very less compared to hydropower, irrigation, dams, canals, and other kind of projects. So because of the value and quantity, we don't have a big quantification of the amount of work required in those kind of projects. But by and large, hydromechanical equipment are required wherever there is regulation and flow of water.
So, sir, we have at most 95% of our market share in dams project, right? But can you quantify our market share if we have in sewage projects, water sewage projects?
Sewage projects don't require, as I said, sewage projects don't require hydromechanical equipment to a large quantity. So let's say, for example, if it's a 1,000 crore sewage treatment plant project or 500 crore, our scope will not be more than 5% of the total cost, or maybe even less than that, maybe 1 or 2% or 3%. That's why we are not very focused on sewage treatment plant, hydromechanical for sewage treatment plants. But what we are focused on is bidding for the entire sewage treatment plant as an EPC, on an EPC basis, not just hydromechanical.
Okay, and sir, one more thing I'd like to ask, what's different in our offering of Om Infra and Just Engineering, because they also make gates for dams and big projects. So what's the difference between the offering of Om Infra and Just Engineering?
I'm not too sure what kind of projects they bid for, because we have never competed with Just Engineering in any project in India. Because they may be doing small gates and small valves, etc., but we have not competed against them in even a single project in hydropower or in dam.
Yeah, okay. And sir, can you also share the opportunity size for hydromechanical project in India for you?
Opportunity size for hydromechanical is enormous, in the sense that even if you consider as 50,000 megawatts of projects from hydropower and from pump storage in the next 5 to 10 years, that corresponds to, let's say, on an average 7 crores per megawatt. So you can imagine what is the size of total construction activity or expenditure, capital investment that will happen in the hydropower and pump storage projects. And we are addressing anywhere between 5% to 8% or 5% to 10% of that total quantum of work. In some cases, which is up to 300, up to 200, 300 megawatts, we have qualifications to do the entire EPC also. So in terms of the market size, you can imagine the size of the market, with just the few numbers that I've given to you.
And sir, last question on the real estate projects which we have in Jaipur and Kota. When we are finally looking to close up these projects and receive all the consideration for the flats?
I think in the next 2 to 3 years, we will be able to close all the shares in both the projects. We'll be able to, the projects are almost completed, both of them. Jaipur is almost completed. Kota is also almost about to get completed. So in terms of completion, projects are completed. Now it's only sales velocity. My expectation is the next 2-3 years, we should be able to sell both the inventories.
Okay. And sir, how do you book revenues in these real estate projects as the projects are built, but you will sell the flats later onwards? So how will you book the revenue and the cost from this division? That's what I wanted to understand.
Let me explain to you on this. Suppose you book a flat for 1 lakh, then in the company law, we book the revenue only when the registry is done for the flat by you. But in the Income Tax Act, in computation of income tax, we book the revenue as and when you book the flat. In both the law, there is a separate mechanism for booking the revenue. In company law, it's on sales revenue basis, and in income tax, it's on personal income basis. So the both are separate.
Okay. And sir, how you book the cost? Because cost is incurred way before when you started constructing the flats. But how you book the cost now when the flat is sold?
When the flat is sold, in company law, we build WIP, work in progress. And in income tax, we against the booking of flat, we book the expenses also.
Okay. And
if you will search the clear tax website, where you can find how the revenue is booked in real estate vis-a-vis company law and income tax law.
Okay. Yeah. And one more question. Sir, we have guided in PPT that the blended EBITDA margin should be close to around, let's say, 14-15% if we combine hydro water and JGM projects. But this year we have closed at just 8% of our margin. So what's the reason for this low margins, and what margins do we expect going forward?
Let me explain you. Earlier what we were doing, suppose in the end of any quarter or in the end of any financial year, we have worked for a particular thing and we have not booked the revenue. then we, on the basis of BOQ and the prices from the budget authority, we book the unbilled revenue in the books of account, which is inclusive of profit. But in March 24, what we have done, we have not booked any unbilled revenue against any billing to be done in the future. Whatever we have done is only on the basis of cost basis. Suppose I have done a work of 100 rupees, and the probability of selling this 100 rupee item is 125. So I have booked only 100 rupees as a cost over a WIP, not 125. Earlier, what we were doing, suppose I have done the complete the item, I would have booked the 125 rupees as an income. So 25 rupees is a margin which I forgot in this balance sheet, March 24 balance sheet. Overall, 72 crore rupees as an unbilled revenue I have forgone in this March balance sheet because of GST compliances. GST people says as and when you book the UBR, you have to pay the GST taxes, which is a unnecessary cash outflow from the company.
Okay. So, what margins do we expect going forward for FY25 and FY26?
10% to 12% safely.
Okay. And are we into any bids for pump storage projects or river linking projects as at date, or still we are just figuring out to bid to any of these projects?
No, we are constantly bidding for such projects. Unfortunately, these projects bidding has not fructified as yet. Some projects have been awarded, but we are not in the line of those projects. Most of these projects are under DPR stage, etc. They will come up for bidding very soon. As and when they come up for bidding, we will be bidding for it. And based on our past experience, we are already working on one pump storage project. We are definitely hoping to back a few more.
Okay, and sir, can I know the competitive front? Who all would be bidding together with us for PSPs and river linking projects?
There is a whole list of companies which we are bidding against and which we are competing against. All infra companies want to enter into water sector. So the competitive scenario in EPC, complete EPC, including civil, is there, but with a very few limited companies who are having their own qualifications in this field. So on an average, we get about 2 to 3 companies who are competing against us. But these are all different kinds of companies. Some are known, some are unknown also.
Okay. And sir, clear me if you said that we'll start getting order inflows from Q3 FY25, let's say, after results, something around that, Q3 FY25?
Yeah, we hope to add within this financial year, we hope to add another 500 to 1,000 crores of orders. Now, when they will happen, we don't know, because this is government we are dealing with, so, and especially state governments. So it takes time.
And which segment do we see the next leg of growth for these 2 years, Jal Jeevan Mission or hydro mechanical projects?
Irrigation, hydropower, and Jal Jeevan Mission, all 3 of them.
All 3 of them, yeah, okay. Thank you so much, sir, for the clarity. Wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Tejas Shah from Unique PMS. Please go ahead.
The person you are speaking with has put your call on hold.
We'll move to the next. The next question is from the line of Nitin Gandhi, an individual investor. Please go ahead.
Hello?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I just have a question. Like in last con call, you mentioned that we have some around 25 crores of unbilled revenue from the previous quarter, so which supposed to add to our bottom line this quarter. Was it added to this quarter?
Yeah, it has added to this quarter, and 72 crore rupees of unbilled revenue which built up in March 24 has not been added. We have done the work, but we have not added in unbilled revenue.
This quarter, you mean?
Yeah.
And sorry, I didn't hear it properly. The 25 crore was added this quarter from the previous quarter?
Yeah, 25 crore rupees, which the work was done in December 23, has been added in revenue in March 24. But 72 crore rupees of order which has been completed, but the same has not been billed in unbilled revenue because the e-invoice has not been made for that.
But it is come under our expenses, right?
Yeah, expenses.
This quarter, okay. And one more thing is that I guess if I remember correctly, in last conference you mentioned that we are expecting that the profit, the PAT would be in 3 digits for this financial year. But we see that the PAT what we got in this quarter doesn't add up. Can you please explain why this anomaly, like what we are expecting and where we are right now?
Due to election in overall country, some execution of pipe laying and testing and this and that, which gives us high value addition, were not done because of some or other reason. Suppose for any particular supply we get a margin of 5%, and for execution of such project we get a margin of 15%. So the execution part is lagging on, and the supply has been done. So when we will do the execution in June or September quarter, the profit will come. And secondly, every project is not giving us same kind of profit momentum. Some are front loaded, some are back loaded. So every project cannot be compared with the same kind of profitability. In some project profit comes earlier, in some project profit comes later part.
Okay. No problem. Thank you so much for the clarification. That's all from me.
Thank you. A reminder to all participants, you may press star and 1 to ask question. I repeat, you may press star and 1 to ask question. The next question is from the line of Sayam Garg, an individual investor. Please go ahead.
Thanks for the opportunity and congratulations for a great set of numbers. So my first question is with respect to the revenue guidelines for FY25 and FY26.
Revenue for 25 we are expecting at 15 to 20% jump. Provided the scenario after election is smooth as it is earlier, the government changes is not affecting any economic scenario in the country. That is more important right now. After June 4, what happens we don't know. Second, 26 is again same turnover with 15% growth, provided we get the new order in this financial year after the new government forms in the country. These both are depending on the new government.
Okay, sir. And sir, my second question is with respect to what is the identified order book pipeline for the project that will be coming in from the government post-election? And what is their success ratio of, getting the projects?
For hydromechanical, we have a good success rate. For hydromechanical, we have almost 30-40% success rate. For EPC, there is no there's no success formula. The competitive scenario is very good. Very low compared to the other infrastructure sectors like roads, etc. So therefore, and we have the qualifications which are very strong. So that kind of helps us in winning the projects. Unfortunately, because of state elections and because of central elections, we have had a bit of a delay in taking new orders. But going forward, we expect that our order book should cross our new order inflow should cross, as I said earlier, 500 to 1,000 crores within this financial year alone.
Okay, sir. Okay. And sir, just a bookkeeping question. In the Q4 FY24, we have an employment cost which is minus 1.4. If you can explain that what it is.
No, there's no any minus 1.4 is the employment cost. It is change in inventory is minus 1.2. Where have you seen minus 1.4 employment cost?
Different consolidated P&L Q4 FY24 besides raw material cost and investor presentation.
In real estate, whatever we have done on employment cost for supposing that quarter has been capitalized to the that is effect.
But so how it is negative? If you capitalize, then it would have gone directly into our balance sheet, and it would have not been negative.
Because suppose we have done a salary expenses in the books for a particular portion of the real estate, and that has been shown as a salary expenses. Right now we have decided that this item should be capitalized because some portion of the building has not been completed. So the salary portion has been capitalized to a WIP.
Okay.
We are going with a phase by phase in the Om Green Meadow complex in Kota. That is the effect.
Okay, sir. Okay. So that answers my question. Thank you for answering my question.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Tejas Shah and from Unique PMS. Please go ahead.
Hello.
Yes.
Hi. Can you throw some light on the DB Realty project at Bandra Reclamation? Last time you said something is happening, or when can we expect the project to be launched?
I think this has already been answered in the previous question.
I'm sorry, I joined late. Sorry.
No, there is no timeline for launch of the project as yet. We are only focusing on clearing the slum. Once the slum is cleared, that's when we'll decide on what is the further course of action with that project.
Great. Well, that order book is gradually going down. Any specific reason for it? We are not getting new orders?
No, two specific reasons. One was state elections in a couple of states in the country, and then the national elections. So what happens is that the central government PSUs as well as the states become, the functioning becomes very limited, because of which the tenders have all got postponed. The submission, even the announcement of tenders gets postponed. Then even if they have been announced and bids have not been submitted, the dates keep on getting extended because of elections. And even if they are submitted and they are L1, even then they cannot get awarded because of elections. So all these three things combined, there's enormous delay because of both state and central government elections.
And the central government elections, let's say when they get over on second and announcements are done on fourth, then how much time are you expecting for them to again start gathering momentum? It will take months, 2 months, 3 months to execute? Or?
Yeah, a few months it takes. Of course, the work starts immediately after that, but a few months it takes to award, to announce the projects and to award, call for bidding. Our bidding actually, specifically for hydromechanical equipment, comes towards the end of the bidding. The first things that get awarded is civil contract, then electromechanical contract, then hydromechanical contract. So by the time our kind of project bidding comes up, it takes a little while. So my sense is we don't look at it on quarter-to-quarter basis. We look at it on an annual basis, that how many orders we've added. We were hoping to add a few orders so far, but because of elections, it got delayed. But by and large, we will add to roughly around anywhere between 500 to 1,000 crores in this financial year.
Okay. If you go through this segment-wise revenue recognition and profits, the real estate division is showing negative. Can you explain why is that the reason?
Because we have not booked the revenues as yet. The revenue recognition will happen once the registry takes place for real estate projects. The projects are completed, the cost is incurred already, and some costs which are due to be incurred has not been incurred. That is why there's negative. But sales realization will start showing on the balance sheet when the existing customers start doing the registry of their flats.
Okay. Great. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Kushal Kedia, an individual investor. Please go ahead.
So I just wanted to understand the revenue that you've not recorded for March 24 is amounting to how much? Hello? Hello?
72 crore.
How much?
72 crore.
So, and what is the cost in relation to this that we have occurred?
80%.
So 72 crores is not recorded, and 80% of this is cost that is incurred.
Yeah.
So we should hopefully see a big bump in profitability in the next year with respect to this.
I have explained earlier that in a 2-3 projects where we are doing pipeline for the Jal Jeevan Mission and irrigation, when we supply the pipe, the profit margin is only 5 to 6%. But when we lay the pipes under the after testing, hydraulic testing, all testing, and this the funds that gives the profit of 15 to 20% because of exhibition is giving higher income. So in March 24 we have done in Amravati and Nokha Hajiwala we have supplied the pipes, but we have not laid down in the earth. That will give us the additional revenue when we execute those pipelines.
Because this is becoming a recurring phenomenon every quarter, in my view. So I don't know how to look at it.
Earlier we were booking revenue on the basis of completion. Suppose we have completed one particular segment and we have booked the revenue for that under unbilled revenue head. But looking into GST compliances, we stopped this after December. Now we are doing only on the basis of the revenue which we are going to book on next 1 month, not later. That has reduced our unbilled revenue portion to 72 crore rupees. That 72 crore rupees should have added 10 to 12 crore rupees in profit had we booked this in revenue.
Only 10 to 12?
Yes, 20% approximately.
20%, so 14, 15 crores, no, approximately.
Yeah.
And because last time I think you had said that we should touch 100 crores soon, but we are far away from that number, the bottom line. 3 digits in crores is what you had guided for.
Yeah, I just now told that in some projects because of election, the execution part couldn't be completed or couldn't take that the progress which we researched in our progress.
No, and that also we have not added that revenue from and profitability from real estate also. So actually we were expecting the registries to happen in this financial year. So the moment those registries for the 2 real estate projects, which is Kota and Jaipur, start happening or they reach a certain velocity, there will be a lot of profits that will start coming from there also. So the 3-digit bottom line is not difficult to achieve, of course subject to profits from consistent profits from infra EPC as well as additional profits from real estate sale recognition also.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. A reminder to all participants, you may press star and 1 to ask question. The next question is from the line of Nitin Gandhi, an individual investor. Please go ahead.
Thank you for the opportunity for follow-up question. I was just looking at our quarterly result, and I see that there is a significant jump in interest cost this quarter. Can you please explain why?
The interest cost is comprising of BG commission and BG LC commission also. So in the March quarter, we have opened so much of LCs for procurement, which will be supplied in June quarter or September quarter. So those LC commission has been booked as a finance cost.
Okay, so this was booked in this quarter.
Yeah. Approximately 40 crore of LC we have booked in this quarter. So 40 crore rupees commission is adding to the finance cost. But overall, if you see, the last year it was 26 crore. This year it is 23 crore only in finance cost.
Right. Yeah, that that pretty much clears. I mean, that doesn't make this quarter look so bad if we consider that. But that's okay. I mean, that was my follow-up question. Thank you for the answer. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Aditya Mehta from GK Capital. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hi, sir. Thanks for the opportunity. So, sir, given the fact that the pipeline part and the revenue from the real estate will be recognized in this current financial year, so can we expect a good jump in the profitability during this financial year?
Hopefully so, sir. Hopefully.
Okay. And is there any execution limit? I want to understand that how much worth of projects we can execute within a quarter. Is there a cap or limit on that?
No any cap. We can execute 400 crore, 500 crore. There is no cap.
During a quarter itself?
Yeah. It depends on all the local environment, local atmosphere, supplies. Depends on so many factors.
No, to further add to what Mr. Jain is saying, there is a limit to how much we can take, how much new orders we can take, and that is limited by the banking limits and the bid capacity. There is a formula by which bid capacities are calculated. So bidding capacity as well as banking limits is what limits our additional order intake. But for now, we have sufficient capacity to add another 500 to 1,000 crore orders. Of course, we are also in the process of enhancing our banking limits, which will further allow us to add more orders going forward. But in terms of execution capable capacity, we only need, again, there also LCs and BGs for procurement of raw material, which we have sufficient of.
Okay, got it. So from the current quarter and going ahead, we can expect a better profitability for this year.
Correct.
Okay, thank you, sir. That's from my side.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Deepak Mehta from Sun City. Please go ahead.
Yeah, good evening, sir. My query is in relation to real estate project at Jaipur and Kota. So what is the size of these two projects, Jaipur project and Kota project? And as you told earlier that major part of this project is completed, but the revenue is not recognized. So how much amount we have spent and how much revenue we will be generating? And how much project has been sold? Is there unsold inventory or what is? Can you throw some more light about these two real estate projects?
I will request you to go to the slide
specified in our presentation also.
Page number 22. Sorry? Page number 22 of slides of presentation.
Okay.
It has been mentioned how much revenue we have booked and how much revenue is yet to be booked in both the real estate project, and how much cash flow has been generated and how much is going to be generated. All this data has been given on page number 22 of the presentation.
Okay. So the whatever revenue which is not booked is due to the part is unsold. It is yet to be sold.
Yeah, out of 300 crore rupees of revenue of the units sold, we have recognized only 183 crore as revenue. Balance unit has not been registered in the sale deed in the registrar office.
No, sir, it is not registered or it is not sold. Is the whole unit has been sold and registry pending, or the part is yet to be sold?
No. Out of 600 crore rupees, the total project realizable value, only half has been sold.
Half is sold and half is not sold. So is there any reason for not selling this project? Is the market down or the price is higher? Or what reason can be assigned for not selling the project? Because we see in the major good projects, all the units are sold before the building or the property is ready. Is there any reason can be assigned for not selling of the half of the unit?
Yeah, when we conceived the project in 7-8 years back, that time the demand for bigger flat was very high. Right now the demand for bigger flat may have subdued due to so many reasons. So right now we have the inventory of some bigger flats ranging 5 crore, 7 crore rupees. That will definitely be sold out in 1 or 2 years. But sales is slow for those units.
Is per flat is selling about 5 crore plus?
Yes.
In Jaipur or Jaipur and Kota both?
No, only in Jaipur.
Only in Jaipur. Okay. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. A reminder to all participants, you may press star and one to ask question. I repeat, you may press star and one to ask question. The next question is from the line of JP Mundra, an individual investor. Please go ahead.
हेलो, हाँ मुंतर जी नमस्कार.
नमस्कार नमस्कार. नहीं, ये जयपुर और कोटा का बात हो रहा था, तो अपने से ये प्रोजेक्ट डायरेक्ट नहीं बिक रहा है, तो अपने कोई किसी अच्छे रियल एस्टेट एजेंट को क्यों नहीं अपॉइंट कर देते? जैसे बॉम्बे में बहुत अच्छे अच्छे एजेंट है, इंटरनेशनल एजेंट भी है यहाँ, तो उनको अपने अपॉइंट कर दे. ठीक है, अपने कुछ कमीशन ब्रोकरेज लगेगी तो लग जाएगी, लेकिन ये लोगों के हाथ में क्लाइंट रहते हैं और ये लोग कन्विंस भी कर सकते हैं. तो अपने को मेरे हिसाब से रियल एस्टेट एजेंट को ये काम दे देना चाहिए.
ऑलरेडी हम लोग लोगों ने एक बहुत अच्छी एजेंसी आइडेंटिफाई कर लिया है, उसी को मार्केटिंग और सेल्स का पूरा मैंडेट दिए गए हैं हम लोग.
हाँ हाँ हाँ, वेरी गुड वेरी गुड. तो आप तो ऑलरेडी मतलब इस काम में लगे हुए हैं. कोई बात नहीं.
जैसा आपने कहा है वो बॉम्बे की ही एजेंसी है.
अच्छा, वेरी गुड. तब तो काम हो जाना चाहिए. आई होप सो. क्योंकि वो ये बॉम्बे वाले ये सब के अंदर इंडिया का टॉप जो जितने रियल एस्टेट है वो बॉम्बे में ही है, बॉम्बे बेस्ड ही है. तो उनका ऑल इंडिया पूरा देखते ही है. जी में CNBC में रियल एस्टेट का सुनते रहते हैं, तो ऑलमोस्ट सारी बॉम्बे की कंपनियां हैं. तो ये इनको देने से मेरे हिसाब से अपना काम बहुत ईजी हो जाएगा. ये 2-3 ईयर्स का टाइम फ्रेम बता रहे हैं, वो मेरे को लगता है साल भर में पूरा सटा देंगे. 300 करोड़ का अनसोल्ड पोर्शन है, वो उनके लिए कोई बड़ी बात नहीं है. आज बॉम्बे में 1000 करोड़ के बेचते. वेरी गुड. चलिए, काम अच्छा किया आपने कि आप अपॉइंट करने जा रहे हैं. ठीक है, थैंक यू वेरी मच.
थैंक यू.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Sanika from Sapphire Capital. Please go ahead.
Hi, sir. Am I audible?
Oh, can you speak a little louder, please?
And it is fine now?
Little bit louder, ma'am, please.
Okay. So, sir, actually, in the last quarter, we had given a guidance for 3-digit PAT in FY24, and if you look at the PAT numbers, we're not even halfway there. And because the call was held halfway through the quarter, we must have had that visibility if we were on 100 crore PAT target or not. So, is it the case we were expecting a very strong second half of the quarter? And if that is the case, then is that going to spill over to quarter one? So, can we expect a strong quarter one number?
We were, as I said earlier, we were expecting the revenue from engineering business has performed well, and engineering business, the only problem was that unbilled revenue has been deferred, because of which profitability may have got impacted by a few basis points. But by and large, the 3-digit profit was held back because of the revenue, non-revenue realization from the real estate projects. So once that gets added, we are quite hopeful that we'll touch the 3-digit profit figure. And that is expected to happen, I'm hoping, as I said earlier, in the next 2 to 3 years. So I prefer to be conservative than be aggressive while giving the numbers.
Okay. So can we expect the difference to come in quarter one if we've not realized and we have a lot of unbilled revenue? So will that difference come in quarter one? So can we expect a strong quarter one number?
No, it will not come in quarter one because, real estate revenue recognition, it will depend on that.
Okay. So mostly it is because of the real estate revenue recognition.
Largely.
Why we have not missed it? why we missed it.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, as that was the last question for the day, I now hand the conference over to Mr. Vikas Kothari for closing comments. Over to you, sir.
So, thank you very much for everyone's participation and asking some really interesting questions. As I said that, we've had a bit of a delay in intake of new orders, but as I can assure you that there is enormous velocity in terms of, new project announcements by the central government. And I always believe that once the PMO takes a mandate to do something in our country, it really happens in a very focused and expeditious manner. And what I'm told is that it's this new hydropower and renewable energy capacity addition is being driven by the PMO and is being driven by the central government with a very strict mandate to have renewable and sustainable energy sources contributing higher share in our total power generation in the country. You may have recently read in the news that power generation, the peak demand has exceeded the capacity. So we are having a deficit in our power generation, which will be, of course, immediately met by addition of coal power generation, but also in the long term will be supported by renewable energy and largely by hydro and pump storage. So I'm reasonably sure that there will be a lot of new capacity addition, and this 50,000 megawatts is not a very far-fetched number to happen over the next 5 to 10 years. And this itself will bring in enormous opportunities for your company in the next few years. So quite confident and quite positive about the future of our company. Thank you very much.
Thank you. On behalf of OM Infra Limited, that concludes this conference. Thank you for joining us, and you may now disconnect your lines. Thank you.
Thank you very much.